Talking Toffee is proudly in association with EFCFeelingBlue.com and GoodisonGossip.com.
Hello there and welcome to Talking Toffee on the day that Sir Alex Ferguson has decided to leave his post at Manchester United after about 1,893 years in charge. But what relevance does this have to Everton Football Club, I hear you ask? Well, Everton manager David Moyes is currently linked quite heavily with the position at Manchester United. In fact, by the time you watch this, it may have been announced that David Moyes may be taking over at Manchester United. A lot of mainstream media outlets are currently reporting that David Moyes is the favourite and he's in discussions at the moment with Bill Kenwright about the position at Manchester United. But as I say, this may all have changed by the time you watch this video. By the time I get it uploaded, the situation could be very different, and David Moyes could have left Everton Football Club after 10 years in charge. And after the Wigan game, I came back from Goodison after we were beaten at Wigan quite heavily, and I said to my dad, I think David Moyes will leave at the end of the season. I don't think he'll sign another contract. And my old man said to me, okay, I'll have a little bet with you because I think he will. I think he'll stay at Everton. There's nowhere for him to go. And at the time, that was a fair point because there was nowhere for David Moyes to go. So we put down £50 and it looks like I'm going to be receiving that money. But I'll tell you that it's probably the worst £50 that I've ever earned. I'd rather him keep the £50, to be honest with you, because it's quite depressing that we're going to lose David Moyes. And I think a lot of Evertonians will look at things a little bit differently. Maybe people will have their different opinions on David Moyes as a manager. There were some things, or there have been some things that Evertonians have got a little bit annoyed about. But on the whole, he's done fantastically well. And will we now drop like a stone? Will we become the next Charlton Athletic after Kirbyshley left? I think we're a bigger club. However, that's always a kind of an argument that comes into play when a manager leaves a club. The same people are applying that very argument about a manager that's been there for a very long time, leaving a club like Manchester United. How will the club cope? And ironically, Everton are in a similar situation. 10 years underneath one manager is a big time to be the manager of a club, especially in modern day football. So, or will we go on to progress? Will this be a good thing for Everton? Obviously that depends on who's being brought in. A lot of names being banded around at the moment. People like Roberto Martinez, people like Mark Hughes, people like Gary Megson and Steve Round. We might be in for a little bit of a depressing summer, Evertonians. But let me just read you out Moyes' positions. I posted this on Facebook, on Twitter this afternoon, and these are the finishes, the league finishes underneath David Moyes. He's finished in 15th, 7th, 17th, 4th, 11th, 6th, 5th, 5th, 8th, 7th, and it looks like it's going to be 6th this year. Now, given our resources and where we were before David Moyes come in, I'd say that's a terrific record, bar the 17th place finish, I should imagine, from that season. That's probably the only one that's a little bit of a glitch on that. There's an 11th place finish in there as well. But these would have been respectable finishes for Everton pre-David Moyes. I can only really go on what I remember. I hear the shouts from the 70s and the 80s about how we were world beaters then. But my experience of Everton pre-David Moyes was Walter fucking Smith. So that puts things into perspective for me, and I'll always hold David Moyes in a high regard because of that. So yeah, from relegation candidates to Champions League contenders, Mr. David Moyes, I thank you. This is Talking Toffee. Leave your comments and feedback below. Come on, you Blues.